G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard. It is chilly, I've got the heater on. The dog is out with me, that is an extendable lead before people think I'm just strapping her to a post. It's got a fair amount of freedom there. Let's have a look at the bit of a catch up on where we are, or the story so far with the exhaust. They're both off. I've had a go at them with flapper wheels to start with, and then the paint stripping pads on the other side. They're getting there, they need some more work. I have dropped some weld in on some bits to fill it out a little bit. I am going to have to use filler as well because my welding's poo, but they should be sealed and I should be getting them black relatively soon. Looking at the cans, let me just get you set up and a bit more stable because this wobbles like a wobbly thing. There we go, and stare at the dog while I get this down. I have black cans. You can't see bugger all. Let me do it that way. There we go, that's better. So I have just basically chucked some black at the existing cans. I'm desperate to get rid of that gold. And a bit of, so that is high temperature, like stove paint if you like, and then some shiny paint on the end. Baffles in. Now on the baffles themselves, and I'll go into some logic in a second, use the logic of being frugal. So it does have baffles in, they are short, so I have grabbed some wadding and strapped it round just to see if it will take the edge off a little bit, because I want to see if I can reuse them. My other option within the baffles, because they are really short baffles, and they do, I can't really show you, they can be longer. So what I might look at, if this doesn't work, is try and extend that tube, so get a bigger tube to slot round that a bit longer, drill some holes in it, so, and then more wadding around it to see. But my simple thinking was that I want to see if I can make better what's there before I start buying stuff to replace effectively. But yeah, so we're getting there. I need to do a little bit more on those pipes. I might even try some electrolysis. One's come up really quite well. So that's the high side, and the low side has been scrubbed back. I've put some rust inhibitor, some rust stop on there. I might just give it another blast with the old with the wheels and just see if I can get those back a little bit more. What I am doing concurrently is looking at the Mudguard. So let me grab it because it's out here. So kind of an evening thing. I've been having a go at the Mudguard, just giving it a rub back. It's not the original Mudguard from the bike. Light is better this way in this garage, Nat. So it's not wrapped, it is painted, I'm adamant. It's got the 4 holes from where that horrible bag was strapped to it, in the most ridiculous place, where it's just going to get covered in crap and not be usable. And the bend in the Mudguard itself meant you couldn't get in it anyway. But anyway, so I went to fill them in. I was going to put some mesh on the back, but I've run out, so I put a couple of staples in just to give the filler something to hold on to so they don't just ping out. I couldn't do the same on this side because I've got the metal on the inside. Then it got me thinking, and the reason it got me thinking is I didn't film me taking it off, but in my takeout tin of Otto Mudguard, because it's very easy to lose stuff, I do it all the time, I effectively had these extension pieces bolted in that way, bolted in to get it onto the frame. Now, rather than, there's a lot of bolts and it's really fiddly, so my thinking is do it properly, ping the bridge, the metal bridge out, which means that I can then weld. That means that I can then weld those in rather than have them in extension pieces. They need properly cleaning out anyway, so as does this, because it's only going to get worse. So my thinking is if I ping it out, then I've just got the plastic that I can piss around with, and then I've got the metal itself that I can chuck in electrolysis or whatever and try and get that rust off, and then do it properly, which is my thinking. So that's my mini job for today, just to get that going. What I haven't shown you, that's a very good point. Well thought, Matt. What I haven't shown you is the result of the post anodizing, which I struggled to say in case you hadn't picked up. I kept coming out with adonizing, but anodizing. And that is so much better. Now, as I've said before, it's probably a temporary measure. I'm probably going to end up replacing them. But it just helps me thinking that I don't have that horrible tinny, metally goldy type stuff on there. But yeah, I'm well happy. A few interesting comments on the process. Lots of people concerned for my safety, bless them. But yeah, I think if you do it in a well ventilated area, i.e. outside in the wind, you're all good. Right, let's get on with this mudguard. Right, well that was a bit of a biatch. So that's the studs out. I did try on the other ones, trying drilling through, but I don't know what they're made of, but it better than my drills were. So in the end, it was a grinder on the back, knock it through, and we got the cage. And the holes are at the back, so you can see how it's not deep enough. There we go. So it's not deep enough to meet the lugs, so that's what the extension pieces are on it for, to raise it up, not just for the knobblies. But right, I'm going to give that a quick going over with my angle grinder and a flappy pad, I think, just to get the worst off and see if I need to stick it through electrolysis. Probably won't, to be honest. I can get to most of it. Right, let's get set up. Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to do electrolysis because I'm not going to get in there. That's fine. Alright, that's the struts cleared off as well. Ta-da! You see? There we go. Just while I had the grinder out. Oh. Right, there we have the world's most basic electrolysis rust removal setup. It's been going for 20 minutes. That's fucking hideous. That's all crap that was on this. It's still pretty hideous, but it's getting there. I'll just swap that around. I can hear my dog. 2 secs. My bloody dog has found a way out the garden and into next doors, but then can't find her way back. So as I was saying, yeah, it goes negative to positive. Fizzy, fizzy, fizzy. Right, we'll get on with that while I do some other bits. Can you hear that? That's a running Superdream. On both cylinders, no less. I just took the spark plug out, give it a clean, chucked it back in, just while I was pissing around. And it's back to life. Now what I should do really is try it up and down the hill. Oh, I can't focus. That's such a shock to see a running Superdream. Not mine, obviously, this is the chop that I bought. Yeah, seems quite happy. I'm just going to let it run for a bit, I think. Okay, so it seems like all of my headset batteries are dead, apart from this one that's got a tiny bit of life in it. So, it now makes the noise. It now makes the noise through both pipes. Let's see if it moves. I have sorted out the directed the bar end mirrors. They are fucking useless. Seems to select gear. There's the pedals. A moving Superdream, whatever next. It's quite comfortable. That brake works okay. Potentially I should have checked that before I started moving. Gear changes in a weird place. Well, brakes are actually pretty good. Alright, let's give it some beats this time. Quite a nice little plodder this. I say plodder, that's 35 in a 30 officer. I hate it when they park that car, they're always concerned my clutch is going to slip and I'm going to hit it. Oh, this is quite fun actually. It's really comfy with this little bobber seat. That's really quite padded. It's loud, but it's not ridiculous. I mean, by all accounts, this has been. The carb has been sorted, i.e., it's jetted, it's etc. etc. There's no real lags in that at all. It rides really quite nicely. Right, this battery's about to die, so let's turn this off. It seems quite rattly to me, but it has theoretically had the valves done. That sounds quite tacky to me, but it's running nicely. It has no indicators. Not even a button for it. Guy did mention put a does do one trick. Always interesting. It won't start without the key, which is a bit weird, but hey, I quite like the little rat. Obviously you've run out of steel because he's only made one on one side. Yeah, well, it works, and for my purposes it means that carb is fine, which means that I can at some point swap it over onto my Superdream and try it. I can't be bothered just now. Yeah, I need to sort out the routing of that because that's a bit ridiculous. Okay, that's better. But yes, it's a quite good make, all things considered. Oh, that's still engine off. By way of a bit of proof in my normal fashion. Scorchio, scorchio. Yeah, a little bit of a bonus. Right, I'm going to leave that out for the moment. Check on my electrolysis when I get my kit off. My jacket, don't get too excited. Okay, so back to Otto and the Mudguard bridge, I suppose, I'll call it that, is looking a lot better. Now that's not straight out of electrolysis, that got rid of the worst of the chunk, so I did chuck a flat disc over it again. My welding is bad enough. But the one thing I do know is that it needs clean rust-free surfaces, so I've concentrated on the bits where the extension pieces are going to go. Right, let's get on with that. Right, and there you go, post a bit of welding. I've got a frame. I just tagged it in to make sure it works more than anything else. I'm not going to show my welding because it's fucking horrendous, but it works. It's in the most tucked away point in the bike as well. You're never going to see it. Right, so I am going to whip that off and give it some paint. You can see I'm tagging on the exhaust. I want to see whether or not that padding, the lagging in it works. So let's get that on and we'll try turning her over and see if it's still ridiculous. It's loud, but it's better. So I think I am gonna, I've just put some touch up on those smaller, tiny holes. Right, let's get that off, or let it cool, get it off, get it scrubbed up, get it painted. Let's going to look better than wrap anyway. And all that wrap was doing was making it and help it rot by keeping it wet. Cool. Right, so that was kind of me in this really weird clusterfuck of a day of doing stuff. I thought what I wanted to do, I want to let those pipes cool tonight before I paint them. Try and get this strip off, because the tank is not the tank. That tank bag is never going anywhere near this bike again. Now it does look like it's just glued on, because I can see glue around the edges, but the test is going to be, I think, there we go, that's a question asked, as to whether or not that was actually bolted in. No, it's stuck on. Excellent. That's good news. I thought what I might try is to warm it up a bit first. Only a tiny bit. Just see if I can take the chill off a bit. See if I can get to a blade. If I just jam a screwdriver up there, I'm going to lever against the tank. Oh, that sounds nice. That's a good noise. That's quite a funky addition. Just didn't like it. Look at that. That is definitely paint. And there's a dent under there, which is potentially why it went under there in the first place. Over in the background, you might just, can you spot it? No, you can't. There's the tool roll from the front of the Superdream chop, which doesn't have a name yet. There's a tiny dent under there, but that's fine. There's nothing that can't be sorted. That's better. Right, so question for you on the chop. I need a name. I also need to get rid of that horrible pointless tamp protector. Yeah, incredibly distasteful. Yeah, so questions on the chop. What do I call that? It needs a name. My bikes all have names. My bikes all have male names because I swear at them a lot, and I feel bad if I'm swearing at a lady. So obviously got Otto. I've just gone blank. Ivan. Christ, sorry Ivan, forgot your name. Otto and Ivan. I'm getting a bit of a Slavic feel. Yeah. What do I want to call him in the back? Particularly now he is working. Cool, that'll do me. I think next, probably off camera, is, just because it's just painting exhausts, is to slap some black on the exhausts and get that all buttoned up properly, nipped up properly. I hate the phrase buttoned up. And then consider what next. I've obviously got Mudguard. I need to get black as well. Mudguard as in the cage. I need to get that blacked out. I need to get some filler for the no longer needed holes. I've run out of filler. I think I've thrown it away when I moved for the Mudguard. Now I need to start thinking colours for the top. Yeah, cool. We're getting there, people. Thanks for following along. Thanks for the conversations, and I'll catch you later on. Ta-da.